guys, I wanted to give you a quick recap. I think it hasn't been a week yet, but obviously I'm still alive. I'm here in the flesh. If you've been watching my videos, I appreciate you. I'm not talking as loud because I'm doing this recap video in the next place that I'm at. So I'm not sure how much they could hear outside, but I just didn't want to yell. So I just wanted to give you my thoughts on my last destination, which was Copenhagen. I was there from Wednesday the 2nd to Saturday the 5th, and then I left. I loved it. I think it was a wonderful start to my trip. As soon as I got there, first of all, let me tell you something. My flight was delayed twice because I had to take 2 separate flights. And that's what I get for saving money and getting a cheap flight. It was worth it in the end, but yeah, so it was late. And then I had to, for the second flight from Munich, Germany. So I went from DC to Munich, Germany. And in Germany, when I got off, I had to go through passport control. And y'all, that was nerve-wracking because they asked me how long I was going to be in Europe, and I had to think. I know how long I'm going to be here. I don't know why I had to think, okay? And I was like, oh, until January. And they're like, where will you, and you know, they asked me questions. I'm like, I will be in this place. And they said, do you have your flight home? And I was like, yes, I've got my flight home. It's printed. I didn't print that, guys. Mind you, this was just a connecting flight. So I was already rushing, and it took me so freaking long to get over there because the airport in Germany is so freaking big, okay? I was running. I was sprinting. Do you hear me? I wasn't sprinting, but yeah, so it was on my phone, and my phone's still on airplane mode because I didn't activate my SIM card yet. So I didn't want to use my data, even though it was only $10 extra. Whatever, I don't care. I got it. He stamped me. I went through. Had to hurry up and go to the other side just to find out that that flight too was delayed. So I did all that for nothing. So I was able to, you know, go to the restroom, freshen up, gather my life, and refill my water bottle. Finally got on that flight, but even to get to the plane, we had to take a bus, and it was like a 5-minute drive, and then we had to go outside and then travel up to the plane. And I got my little window seat, and it was cute, and I could take another nap. So once I landed in Copenhagen, the airport there was cool. It was fine. It wasn't too crazy. I was able to get through. Did not get my passport stamped. They just let me in their country free. They just let me in their country. Like, that I didn't go through passport control, most likely because I already went through passport control in Germany, and I'm guessing because you can just kind of fly freely between EU countries. I don't know. I don't know why. Somebody told me why they didn't stamp my passport, or I didn't even go through passport control. That's cool. And passport control, if you don't know, is basically like customs. You have to go through them, and they just ask you a few questions. Why are you here? How long are you staying? And then they stamp you, and then you're on your way. So that did not happen in Copenhagen. After I did that, I had to figure out how to get to my hostel. I knew I had to take a train, and I knew I had to walk because I looked up the directions beforehand. So I go to this little kiosk area where you can get your tickets. Luckily, there were people there, attendants working. So I just asked him, you know, hey, this is where I'm trying to go. Help me. What do I need to do? And I got a city pass. So with the city pass, you pay, I think it was like 34 euro, I think. And you can travel bus, tram, metro, whatever type of train, any type of transportation within the day range that you select, which I picked 3 days. You can travel completely free. I kind of regret doing that just because I didn't travel by metro as much as I thought I would. I only traveled 3 times total. I thought that I would be taking the metro to more places, but I actually walked many places, like even up to an hour. It was probably because I was with someone else, like I made a new friend, and we just walked, and it didn't feel like a long time. But yeah, so it's so easy to walk. The city is so walkable, and there's so much to see. If you have the mobility to walk, you should just do it and just get a single ticket going there. Because once I went down, first of all, I got turned around because I'm like, where is my platform? I don't know. Luckily, again, there was an attendant there to help me. I figured out what the platform that I needed to get on. And yeah, the train, it was fine. It was good. It was quiet. That is one thing that I have noticed out here. The trains and the metros are quiet, okay? No one's talking. And if they are, it's in a very, 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 very like light, like how I'm talking, even less than that. I loved it personally. Now, I always have my headphones in. I'm not listening to music. It's just a safety thing, so people like don't talk to me. And when I have my headphones in, if I'm walking somewhere, then I play the directions in my head, so that way, again, I don't look lost. I think I mentioned this in another video. I actually do it for real, and it works. Once I get to the train station, first of all, Copenhagen main train station, I think it's called Copenhagen H, is beautiful. Oh, it is the most gorgeous train station I have ever seen. Oh my gosh. And they had a Dunkin' in there, so I knew I knew it was lit. I didn't get it because I'm in another country. I can get Dunkin' at home, but that made me feel good. So the walk to my hostel was only 8 minutes, and I figured how to get there pretty easily, and it wasn't too much with my luggage. And funny enough, my roommate that was in the hostel with me, I saw her on the street because she's very noticeable. Hey girl, I miss you. But yeah, and didn't think much of it. I had already checked in online, but I went to the desk anyway just to confirm that everything was good. They gave me my key card and explained some things to me, and to my room, which was very easy to find. And then I just took a shower. I had to. And I met my roommate again, and the room for the first night wasn't full. There was one bed that was missing. There was one other girl who's from Turkey. I cannot remember her name. I feel bad. I don't think she'll watch this, but I cannot remember her name. So I met my roommate, Eileen. She's from Germany, and we were just talking, and we ended up going to this sandwich shop that it might have been on TikTok. I don't think it was on TikTok. I think everything's on TikTok. I don't know. But we went to the sandwich shop, and it was actually really, really good. I got a roast beef with like pickle stuff. Mind you, this is stuff that I do not eat normally, but it was actually really good, and I was proud of myself for trying something new. So we ended up just walking around, and it was so beautiful. It was a little chilly because it was windy, but it was really, really nice. And she spoke, really good English, so there wasn't really a language barrier, and I learned a little bit from her. She learned a little bit from me, and it was a really, really good first night. So I'm really happy that I did that. We got to explore the area first because she had also gotten in that day. And yeah, and then the next day, Eileen and I both went out and had the day together. We got some food at this really, really cute what was it? It wasn't a coffee shop. I think it was a cafe. And they were known for like their cinnamon buns, different kinds. And we got we got the dream cake cinnamon bun, and we split that one. It was good. It kind of tastes like a honey bun cake. I think that's kind of what it tasted like, but it was so buttery and it like melted in your mouth. It was so good. They had all different kinds though, but yeah. And again, I had another sandwich. I think in Copenhagen, that was the most sandwiches I've ever eaten, because I don't really eat sandwiches for real, but they were so good. And this sandwich I got was a chicken sandwich with some like cabbage and stuff, because I want to make sure that I'm getting my veggies in. I know when you're on vacation, you just kind of like pig out, but I still gotta eat healthy, because technically this is not a vacation. I don't know what this is, but it's not a vacation. So I wanted to make sure I was getting my veggies in, getting my protein in. Did a lot more walking. I did get a few souvenirs. Ended up at Church of Our Savior. Y'all, we climbed to the top of Church of Our Savior, and that was a lot. Your girl was tired, to say the least. So yeah, but it was beautiful. The views were spectacular. Like, oh, Eileen introduced me to Andy and Marcia, who are Russian, but they live in Prague, and she met them a few months prior at a concert. Yeah. So shout out to solo traveling, bringing people together, brunch with them. And what else did we do? Oh, we walked hella far. Okay, let me tell you something. I was walking, okay, 20,000 steps a day, and I wasn't even out the full day because I had to work. Okay, so we were walking to go see the Mermaid. It's a very popular place in Copenhagen. The Mermaid, around like 10 years ago, the water level, the water level was actually to her knees, and now it was way less than that. Like, yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying. So global warming still a problem, but yeah. Then I ended up leaving them there, and I took the metro back because I wanted to clock in for work. I still clocked in for a little bit so I can get some work done, and then I met them at this cute, I met them at this cafe that Eileen and I went every single day that we stayed there. This is Cafe Monk, y'all. It was my favorite part of the entire trip. This cafe was so cute, so cozy, so warm, so inviting. The staff was friendly, the prices were decent. Eileen and I found it while we were walking around the first night, and we went in for hot chocolate. We went back the second day for more hot chocolate after we ate dinner, and it wasn't that far of a walk, but we walked off our meal enough to have hot chocolate. And then the third day we actually had dinner there, and it's an Indian cafe. So I made a post. It's long gone by now, but I made a post like 2 Russians, a German, and an American walk into an Indian cafe. What do you get? Well, you get a really great time. It was really fun. It was really nice to meet them and talk to them. And yeah, that was by far my favorite experience of being in that cafe. Like, if I lived in Copenhagen, I would go there all the time. I would work from there. I would eat from there. The food was so good. It was my favorite. It was my favorite moment, my favorite memory. I will never forget that cafe. I love you, Cafe Monk. Oh my gosh. Working, I missed a few hours. Like, I'm gonna have to use PTO just because I couldn't find enough time to work. I was supposed to work when I got in on Wednesday, but my flight got in later than I expected it to, and I just didn't have a chance to work. I wish I could, but yeah, it didn't work out in my favor. I think I did okay with keeping up with work this first week, but again, this is an adjustment. I was 6 hours ahead, so I was working at 3 o'clock in the morning EST time, and I was working throughout the day. But for me, it was a super long day because my body kept waking me up at 7 a.m. and some days I would work a little bit, but most of the time I would work well into the afternoon. It would be about 1, 2 o'clock for me, but that's what, 7, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I would clock in again at like 10 p.m. at night and work until 2 a.m. So it was just a lot. I felt like I didn't get enough sleep. So I think going forward, I just need to restructure my days a little bit. Again, I was traveling a lot. Like, I started traveling on Monday. I didn't get in until Tuesday. I physically couldn't work on Wednesday, and there was still so much time in between that I had lost because of the time zone change. It was just a lot. I know that the rest of this week will be better. I'm not working today because it's Sunday, but yeah, I think my trips going forward, even the really short ones, it will be much better. Yeah, it was a lot to try to focus on work, and that's my main priority. But yeah, I did get enough of the weekend, and answered all my emails, so I wasn't leaving anybody like on red or anything like that. But yeah, it was a lot. It was a big transition for sure. But yeah, stayed in a hostel This was my first time staying in a hostel as an adult, and it was a really nice experience. I stayed at Steel House, Copenhagen, which was about 8 minutes from the main train station, so it was a really quick walk. Our downstairs area was meant for people who are working or doing school. Like they had a section over there with like high top tables, and then they had like another little section that was in front of their tiny cafe. It wasn't like it was like some sandwiches and like drinks, but they had a little section there, and then you can go like further in the back, and they had like couches and chairs and made it really cozy. So I did work from there a few times, and I had to work there when I was working in the evening because again it was like 9-10 o'clock, and some people in the room were sleeping, so I didn't want to be rude with a clickety clackety, and I was working until like 1 to 2 a.m. It was a lot, so I was sneaking back in the room real late trying to be quiet, getting up in that bed. Yeah, it was a lot, but I would definitely stay there again. It was very diverse. People of all different ages and backgrounds were there. It was very clean. Everybody was respectful of each other. Yeah, so I definitely would recommend that if you are traveling solo, specifically if you're a Black solo female traveler like myself. It was very safe, and it is a really nice opportunity to make friends if that's what you want to do. If you don't want to do that, that's completely fine too. Somebody was always at the desk as well, which is what I really liked. And they had multiple entrances, but you could go through the main one, and you couldn't go upstairs unless you had a key card. And you couldn't, I don't think you could use a stair. I don't know about the stairs part, but the elevator, you can go, once you get in the elevator, you have to put in your key card, and then you press the button, and then you could go up. I learned that the hard way. I didn't realize. But yeah, I don't know what else you would like to know about these destinations, so you really are gonna have to comment and let me know if there's something specific that you would like to know about. It was pretty cheap to me compared to the US dollar. I didn't think that I was spending that much on drinks and food, but when I talked to other people who were converting to euro, they thought it was expensive. But you did try a traditional sausage that they had. It was all beef. I didn't like it, but also I don't eat beef like that, so I was just trying it just to try it. Yeah. Oh, thing that I noticed is hot drinks that's not like a cappuccino. Like if you ask for a cappuccino, they'll put it in a mug, or a latte, they'll put it in a mug. But if you ask for tea, hot chocolate, hot water, anything hot, they put it in a glass cup. Like I asked for hot chocolate, and they give it in a glass cup, hot glass, and it's like a custom thing. Like my friend Eileen, who's German, she said, "Oh yeah, that's normal." Girl, that is not normal. Okay, can you put my stuff in a mug, please? I need the little handle. But anyway, other than that, I think it was cool. So overall, I would give Copenhagen an 8 out of 10. I would definitely return solo or with friends. I would ride the metro more because it was clean and easy, and it was very efficient, and it was on time. Like it even told you down to the half minute when the train was arriving, and it did arrive on time. What else? The food was good. There were different kinds of options. So if you wanted Mexican food, if you wanted Thai food, Japanese, Korean, basic English food, or American food, it was a melting pot of food. So that was really good. There were plenty of things to do. If you have a chance to go, check out Copenhagen and check out the rest of my videos, because if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go tell your friends, go tell your mom, subscribe.